I'm going to show you the rest of the Gonzaga game. We have Fulton Northridge 37-34. San Barbara over Cal State Picture, and Idaho 52-50 over Portland State. So we're narrowing down. There's one game in the fourth already, early fourth, middle of the fourth, and then took the TV timeout early before the 5-minute mark. So we have a couple in the third, late in the third. So we're getting near the end of this, but we're still gonna do a little bit of book row. And we're getting down to the wire in the women's college basketball book row. About a month left here of the season. Here in women's basketball, we have about a month left. And, it's going fast here in the regular season. The last game of the regular season for the teams is March 8th, but there's a lot of teams that end their seasons on March 1st. And there are some, that ended on March 2nd. Especially if they're playing on TV, because basketball's more playing Sundays, it's more on TV than Saturdays, but sometimes on Saturdays it's on TV, but usually Saturdays is for the men, Sundays is for the women. Typically. But, and yeah, so we have that going on, and then you have games ending like midweek, like the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th teams that might not typically play on Mondays, but they'll end their season on a Monday, or they'll end their season on a Tuesday. Even though typically most of the conference teams are played in those days. Or when so they'll end their games on that day. And I know there's one conference, like the Sun Belt, that end their games on the 28th because NCAA, because the conference tournament starts on Tuesday the 4th, early morning. So they want to be able to get all their teams in down like Florida for that tournament. So but yes, a lot of these teams, are you have then, and then, even the very last teams that play to like the very last day of the regular season, they play their regular season games the very last day that they can, because then conference tournaments start the week after. So some just end midweek because their conference tournament starts and ends midweek, for like TV purposes, or you know what I mean? Sometimes like TV purposes, like this, in order for the final to be on TV, or in order for this final on the women's side to play, or this final on the men's side to be played, or even the men's side does this, like smaller tournaments, like the semifinals, finals on the men's side. Like they play midweek because you have to play on Monday night. You have to play on Monday night in order for one of your semifinals to be on, or one of your final or semifinals say is Monday night. You have to play on like ESPN News, like Monday, and they got one final on ESPN News, say one semifinal on ESPNU, even on men's side. So like that's what they have to do, or hey, one's on ESPN Plus, one will be on ESPN2 or ESPNU or something like that, even on the men's side. So on the women's side, a lot of them are on ESPN. They were used to be on ESPNU. Now they're putting a lot of them on ESPN2 now. Most of them on ESPN2. Most of even the women's side, they're doing the conference finals, final game on either ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN News, some sort of conference network, on some sort of televised network, which is nice. And yeah, they're doing it with like the men's, all the tournament games on the men's side, even if it's just the final game, or on ESPN televised network, or like CBS or CBS Sports Network or Fox or something like that. And now all the games for the women's side, I don't know if all of them are on TV yet. There might be a few that are on TV, but they're pretty much putting all of them, whether on like a televised network, even if it's ESPN News, which is better than it was before, you know. And then if they have the ESPN Plus simulcast rates that coverage, they'll put on ESPN Plus as well, which is nice. And yeah, Gonzaga's going to officially now beat St. Mary's 69-58 here. So Gonzaga's going to improve to 68-11-2 in conference play, while St. Mary's falls to 11-11, 500 overall, 7-6 in conference play. So it's a nice win for Gonzaga. And Gonzaga now has the automatic qualifier as of now. And the automatic qualifier in these conferences are the top team in conference play. You know, in conference, by conference record, it's the best team with the best conference record as of now. These bracket predictions. So Gonzaga is gonna have it. And we have the official TV time now in Portland State. So let's go to Santa Barbara, California. University of California at Santa Barbara, hosting the California State School from Bakersfield. It's 37-36 here with 7 minutes and 54 seconds to go in this one. And we won't whip you around until there's only like 1 game or 2 games on or something, you know, because it's pretty much going to take you to Hawaii, Poly at Hawaii, and you know, we won't whip you around that one because that game, even if one of these games goes like 1 or 2 games, like the Bakersfield Santa Barbara, or only 2 of these games go overtime, we will we'll just whip you around until there's only like 1 game left, or the games are like are starting to get decided, you know, right? You know, good margins, you know. But if they're close like this, keep all the ones from the 10 Eastern window, 7 Pacific on, as long as they're in competitive contests. Meaning competitive meaning like closer contests, where one team has like a big margin over the other. So it's already decided, you know, I keep it on, you know. Okay, so let's go this one. This one has less time than the other 2, so I want to show you this one. And we haven't shown you any of this game yet, as it is, really. Except for a little tiny stretch at the end of the third. Idaho leading Portland State 54-50.
Well officiated contest so far tonight.
Yeah, and in a close game like this, with the time running out, you kind of want to get closer to that bonus in case you need it.
Passman on top to Nelson. Nelson on the drive, up with the right hand and good. Back to a 4-point lead for Idaho. Pressure put on by Idaho. The Vikings get it across the timeline. 20 seconds on their shot clock. Brown, shovel pass to O'Gilly outside to Torres Kahapea. Once again, she drives down the lane, ends up on her rear end, but draws the foul. Passman with her second foul. The second team foul, so Torres Kahapea will go back to the free throw line.
This is Torres Kahapea's first game since December 20th. She scored in double figures. She had 12 against Air Force.
Vikings have needed her scoring. One for 2. 5-point lead. Coming on the 4-minute mark, lead by Idaho. Strong pass inside to Odlin, knocked out of bounds by O'Gelley. O'Gelley playing with those 3 fouls most of this half. Out high to Odlin, she'll put up the 3-pointer, no good. O'Gelley with the rebound. Hands it off to Torres Kahapea. Kick it out for a 3-pointer by Brown from the left baseline. No good. Strong rebound by Bupic. Bupic across the lane. Short on her shot. I'll go out of bounds. A nice save by Schweitzer. Right into the hands of Bupic.
Yeah, the Vikes kind of relaxed because they thought that was a definite out-of-bounds call, and they weren't ready for it when it popped back inbounds.
That's a hustle play by Schweitzer. Ellington hands it off to Wenger from the free throw line. Her jumper no good. O'Gelley is fouled. Schweitzer coming up just a little gimpy, but I think she's going to walk it off okay.
O'Gelley really earned that foul by having good position, using her body to block out Schweitzer, and then going up and trying to grab that rebound, and she grabbed the foul.
It's number 3 on Schweitzer. Third team foul on Idaho, each of them with 3. Speaking of 3, we're 1 minute off the 3-minute mark. Come right down to the wire between these 2 teams, just like the first meeting. Vikings need to come up with something every possession. They can't afford any empty possessions. There's a 3 ball by Fitzgerald. That's a good way to cut into that lead.
That was a big shot for the Vikes. And what do you know? It's our senior leader, Leah Fitzgerald.
Nelson gets a screen from Schweitzer, gets it in the corner. Back to Nelson on the drive, up with the right hand, does not get the bounce. Everybody's battling for the rebound. Nelson comes up with it, and we have an offensive foul. On Assman.
She was kind of using her right arm, forearm there to push Leah Fitzgerald out of the way. You just saw that in the replay there, and she got caught.
Uriarte into the lineup for the Vandals. And timeout called by Chelsea Gregg. Their second. And we talked about rebounding for Idaho.
So there is a timeout call in this one. So let's go to another game here. In this Whitburn. Usually I would do it on the computer, but my laptop, my phone. But I'm doing that right now. So we have 50 off Northridge and Fullerton here. Both 2-9 in Big West play, so no surprise they're playing it close. And Barbara's is 43-30 in Bakersfield. Which is a little surprising, but let's go to Northridge or Fullerton. See if that game is in competitive right now going on. It's not in a media, which it might be in. She might just use that as the actual media time. Yes, and they are using the media. So I know under 5 minutes. If it's 5 minutes under, they use it as like the media timeout now. So like the TV networks can get their ads in, because obviously it costs money. They pay, they pay for the rights for this service, so they need to make They need to make the money back at least. By selling ads. At least make it enough worthwhile. With their ads on on that, and then like the stuff if they re-air stuff. Like especially the TV network ones for the stuff on TV. Like CBS Sports Network, especially like CBS Sports Network does have a streaming service, or Fox Sports. You need to pay for the ads somehow, whether it's showing it live or at like the tape delay stuff they show. It needs to make up for it enough to justify the revenue. So, like ESPN Plus, I know they can justify it probably by charging for ESPN Plus. So they'll charge you for the streaming service. So So they may make a little bit of ads. They make something, more than if it was an ESPN3 now. I know ESPN3, they used to have it on ESPN3, it was free. And then they did it to where, like I remember them doing it to where it was all free. It was ESPN3, and then they had ESPN Plus. And then they had it where select games are on ESPN3. And then like all games are on ESPN Plus. And then they had it to where like all games were like free on ESPN3 one day, and ESPN Plus was a thing, and then they just said, we'll give you a free preview, but watch the rest of the games, you have to watch ESPN Plus. You have to have ESPN Plus.
That is a huge three-pointer by Bukic. 56-61. Vikings definitely have to get something out of this possession. Ellington for three, off the rim, no good. Nelson will come down the floor, and a foul by, we'll call that on Brown.
Vikings have one more foul to give, and they might need to take that pretty quickly here so that they can get the ball back.
Wanger comes in for Ellington. 38 seconds to go. 5-point lead by Idaho. Brands comes in for Schweitzer.
Guessing Coach Morera is going to do some offense-defense subbing here in this last minute.
Oh, yeah. We take Schweitzer, who's 68%, and put in Brands, who's 83%. What a battle over there on the sideline. Bodies flying all over the place. I think that's going to be Brown called on the foul. Nope. Fitzgerald, and that's number 4 on her. That's not who the Vikings wanted to
So we'll keep you on this game here. The Idaho Portland State here now. The other games are in medias, or might not be now, but they were when I last checked. And also this game is near the end too. So we want to show you this game stays competitive here. I mean, obviously this game is competitive, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. It's like trying to keep it within, trying to show every game in the end. And we'll show the other games when they get competitive. One might be going to overtime, so I can show you a chance to show you that game in
right
overtime.
Now, and so they're going to look to set a screen to get them open.
Which the overtime game is Fullerton and Northridge. That game is 50 yards. That's the most potential overtime.
Kansas State 73-66 over Northern Arizona, so they remain undefeated. And Eastern Washington, the Vikings' opponent Saturday, defeated SAC down in Sacramento 68-53. So the Vikings probably looking for a 3 if they can't get a very quick 2. Fitzgerald hands it off to Brown. She'll put up the 3 ball and nothing but net.
The freshman comes through big on that possession. Really.
And we'll switch it to Another one quick here. Fullerton at or Bakersfield at Barbara. We'll switch to Bakersfield at Barbara quick. They're in the media. Or not in the media, but just in like a normal timeout, you know what I mean? 44-38 Bakersfield. With 2:46 to go, and there's an issue with the clock. Trying to fix that here. Okay, so let's go back to Portland State now.
Do it as fast as you can. She's got the first one.
So now we have one, if the last timeout, or if not, the second last time. Each team has at least one timeout in the scoreboard now. But yes, now Portland State does takes their last timeout, so we're going to have one timeout. So it's going to be timeout free, pretty much timeout free the rest of this game, unless if Idaho takes their last timeout to advance the ball. But it's pretty much going to be timeout free this rest of this game. So
but the Vikings haven't quit. 24 seconds left on the game clock. No shot clock is off. Fitzgerald for three, short. The rebound by Bukovic, fouled right away by Brown.
I would not be surprised to see the Vandals play some more of that full court defense here to kind of slow the Vikings down, even with a little bit of a lead.
Not sure what the discussion was. They had to Bukovic the ball, and then they took it back and had a little discussion. She said, "Didn't bother me any." She makes the first one. She makes this one that probably puts the nail in the coffin for the Vikings. She does. So good job of performing at the free throw line by the Vandals. 7-point lead. 15 seconds to go. Almost a travel there. Wanger stuck. Puts up the left-hand shot. No good. Rebound back to Wanger. Outside to Torres Kahapea for three, and that's good. Timeout called.
and that should do it. So Idaho should just be able to inbound the ball, and even if they miss both free throws, it really doesn't matter. I mean, even if you miss both, even if the second one is an air ball, where you have no time getting off the clock, and you got like the rebound, and you're inbound the ball, it doesn't really matter. But so Santa Barbara is up 12 now on Bakersfield with under a minute to go. Now 58.5. I'm surprised they took their time with that. But I guess you couldn't run the ball under a minute. So I guess, but so it doesn't really matter. So it's kind of in that awkward spot where a minute under. So I guess you have to take it. And we have Northridge at Fullerton, 58 all, with 2 minutes and like a little bit over 2 minutes left now. So that's going to be a close game. Northridge at Fullerton. Both teams are 2-9 in conference. 4-16 is Northridge. Oh, I said 4-6, and 4-17 is Fullerton. So the state schools. So 2 state schools in California: Fullerton, California, and Northridge, California. So Fullerton now is up 1 here, and we'll keep it here for, as the other game, Bakersfield at it's Bakersfield at Barbara. That's right, Bakersfield at Barbara. It is a 12-point lead for Barbara so far, as of now.
Livingston to inbound, fires for Hernandez, who gives it to Stanton. 2-point Fullerton lead. Stanton slows it down. Up top, Strawn. Spins, abandon! 4-point Fullerton lead. Timeout, CSUN. The free throws from Hernandez. 22 points for Strawn, and it's a 2-possession lead for the Titans. What an excellent job by Strawn taking it to the cup. A huge performance.
I guess we're going to go back to Bakersfield at Barbara. I was going to say we're going to keep it here, but there is a timeout by Northridge. Up 4, so up 4 is Fullerton. So, and it looks like Barbara didn't win that one, as they're doing the handshakes. And like the high fives between the players and opposing coaches, and then the handshakes, between, and like some quick nice words between the coaches, like, and the assistant coaches of the teams, the head coach and the assistant coaches. So. Let's see what the final score officially was at that one. Northridge is down 62-58 with a minute 8 in that one at Fullerton. We have here Barbara officially beat Bakersfield 51-40. And Idaho 66-62 officially they beat Portland State. So we will and so that is going to be it for the whip around here. We will end the whip around. There is only the Fullerton Northridge at Fullerton game between two Cal State schools in the Big West, which the Big West is typically California and Hawaii, University of Hawaii, and it's all the California schools. But typically it's like, but I see why it's the Big West, because it makes sense, because the Big West, the big state out west is California. A lot of schools and universities in California. So anyways, I'll watch that one, and I'm not gonna show you the LeBron last game because there's only one game left, so it doesn't make sense to be on it. So it's gonna be just exclusive that game. And then Cal Hawaii, that game is gonna be exclusive, basically national ESPN Plus game. New Orleans basketball, which Hawaii games usually always are because all the home games usually are because they're not played at the same time. You play at night, 7 Hawaiian time, midnight Eastern. So anyways, I'll wait for the Whip Around and stay tuned for more Whip Around on either Saturday or Sunday, and if not, we definitely be somewhere around on Tuesday between UAB at Temple, Southeast Missouri State at Laura, and Niagara Canisius. A featured game in the American, OVC like they've been doing, and they have a feature in the American this time. And then there's going to be 2 feature ones in the Big 12, so we'll bring in BYU TCU at the end when the other games are in the fourth quarter. So we'll bring in that one, BYU at TCU. So.